Nica Urbano Radio Show.
Just 8 months to the 2026 Zambian general elections, I get a chance to sit with Herbert Kumwenda, who is aspiring for Councillor Chanda Ward 33, to speak about his leadership journey and also what makes him a suitable candidate to contest for Councillor in Chanda. Thank you so much for joining us, Mr. Herbert, and it's a pleasure, really.
Thank you, and the pleasure is all mine, and hello to the viewers out there.
Interesting. Let's begin by taking your introduction. Who is Herbert Kumwenda? Maybe your introduction is very suitable for those people who are maybe watching you for the first time. Just give us your introduction in what you do on a daily basis.
Okay. My full names, I mostly like to put them to package it all together. My full names are Herbert Goldrin Mwale Kumwenda II, fondly known as Herbert Kums or Herbert Kumwenda. And every time I do introduce myself, I say Ndinamzukuru wa Mwale because that's the legacy that I come from. So Herbert Kumwenda is an entrepreneur, business-led personnel, and a go-getter and youth advocate, if I should not it in that way.
Interesting. But now, let's also maybe begin from your background as Herbert Kumwenda. How's your background like? The schools you went to and the level of education that you reached in your life?
Okay. Herbert Kumwenda started school way back, like earlier alluded to. Started at Paba Mwale, the school that's literally started on the veranda of my grandfather. So from there, I went to Chanda Basic School, now Chanda Primary, completed my high school at Charleston High School, now Charleston Secondary. I did a diploma in journalism and public relations at Evelyn Horn College. After that, I ventured into marketing management, where I have a bachelor's degree in marketing. Then yeah, I'm a person who's a connoisseur of fashion, music, the arts. I'm also a writer and director where I am. Yeah, I think that's.
But now, help us understand, why politics? You being an entrepreneur, you now shift into politics. Why did you decide to venture into this field?
Okay, there's an old saying and a continuous saying that people say that politics is a dirty game. And to me, I say, if people know what VUCA means, the word is VUCA. It's volatile, it's uncertain, it's complex, it's ambiguous. Meaning change is inevitable, so things do change. So as an entrepreneur, I do believe that there's so much I can change and so much that is required in me. The fire, the oomph in me to serve. Like I mentioned, if my grandfather, may he so rest in peace, started a legacy when the government did not even declare free education. We had free education, free feeding. I was one of them. Remember then we did not have desks. We'd carry a stool from home to go learn in an unfinished building. So there was that zeal that man had to ensure that people are learned, people are fed. We used to have wheat, porridge, and shima for free. And from there, I've witnessed and I've seen so many different people aspire to be prominent people of society. And for me, it's a legacy within me that I want to continue. Where I am, I'm a leader at our church, which is the United Church of Zambia, under the Sunday School ministry. At work, I'm a leader as well. So I feel leadership started way back. Like I mentioned that I was at Charleston High School. I was a prefect at Charleston High School. Part of the entertainment sector. I was part of the entertainment prefects.
Interesting, yes. But now, let's now get to the point where you now contesting as councillor for Chanda Ward. What makes you to become out a different leader apart from all these people who are contesting as councillor in the same position that you want?
Okay, there's one thing that I mostly dispute, and I see that it somewhat makes one's mind a bit rigid, where one continues to say, oh, the vital things that people are missing out. And we say knowledge is imperative for one to have that. So if you speak of Chanda Ward 33, it's not only Chanda Township itself. Chanda Ward 33 borders Salama, parts of Maplot, which outside Napo Bridge, parts of Ibex where the main street ends, parts of Mingwood, New Avondale, Kumwenda, all this makes our ward. And I feel like I do want to change the narrative. I know where I stand, because what makes me a different leader is that I am able to inspire. It's not something that I'll come to you and I say, this is what I'll do next year. It's something that I feel within me that I'm able to change. Where I am, there's certain things that I can't mention that I've done. If I say no, I've sponsored this person, I'll look at the person. I'll be that type of person who wants to give using my right hand, and I want my left hand to see what I'm doing. I'm not that type of person. So for me, like I mentioned, I'm into the arts, part of the leadership in the arts. I've managed to direct, write poetry. So I know through there I'm able to teach certain people to be public spoken, to be good public speakers, because that's where it starts from. I was in the debate club, I was in the jet club, I was in choir, I was in drama, to mention about a few.
We've heard many of the promises that people promise. For instance, an aspiring councillor will come to the people and tell them they will develop opportunities once they are put in power. But what's something that is different about you? What are the key areas that you want to develop when it comes to Chanda compound?
Okay, so without wasting time, I'll just give up key 5 strategies that I want to do. So the first one being the issue that is affecting literally everyone, because China was not like this. I literally used to pass by my shortcut to go to China basic up. But now we've got the issue of junkies. Where are these junkies coming from? These are our young siblings. These are our nephews. Okay? It's because an idle mind is the devil's playground. They're sitting there, they're not doing anything. If a fellow candidate comes and promises the people, as an entrepreneur, there's a cycle that we need to live by. If I'm talking about curbing the vice of junkies, we know that we have Simon Wansakapekwe police station, but we do not have a police post. That police post will be so vital to a point where we're going to have a robust way of doing neighborhood watch. That's a key. So if we're going to curb issue of Majangi, we'll tackle the issue of Majangi being all over the place, because we're going to neighborhood watch, and the police post will work as a key element. And what will happen to those junkies? We're going to recreate and create a youth hub. A youth hub that's going to have skills learning. You can't tell me that those junkies, they do not have a skill. Some of them can be carpenters, mechanics, electricians, material, you name it. And so if we're curbing the vice of Majangi police post, from there we're going to have a youth hub that's going to border all those things. The third part, we cannot have football. We only have our ground, Chanda ground, as the only ground. Why not lobby to the Catholic Church? They give us space, Pajapa, St. Teresa. We build what we call a Chanda Sports Center. Pazankala football, Kuzankala basketball. If land or space allows, we can build a swimming pool. This pool is also a sport. Chess is also a sport. For fun, solo, chess, all these things, because there's recreation. We do not have a park where to say we've got children that are growing up. As I say, you want our children to go to streets, and then what? We do not want to create or grow a generation. The only thing they know is no. I think from the first one to the third, I know we're able to empower certain people. I've got friends at a clinic. Friends I've been with Pascal, China based and Charleston. You know, they're skilled people in certain fields. They are drivers that have got PSV licenses. So when we're saying that China itself, not as a word, let me start as a township, because the township in China, we've got China Market.
Yeah.
China Market, we know that it's a cooperative.
Yes.
We need to generate money that is going to come back. So if we're talking about the youth hub is going to have so many things. So in the youth hub, we know that the money is circulating. Badriver basapereka timotoka kuti kuli na mechanic bali mu youth hub. Bafuna ma uniform ya ma drivers bazenda kula chakula tena. Motoka yafa ba mechanic baliko, my electricians baliko, because we're trying to grow, because there's so much talent in Chanda. I've got friends that are skilled electricians. Why can't we create cooperatives? Why can't we create a group where we say, we're 10 people, tina electrician, tina builder, tina chanchan. Then we start a small business. We can go to microfinance companies to fund us, because that's where we're going to create this employment.
Interesting.
Truth be told, I studied journalism and public relations. I'd banked that. I'd worked for the national broadcaster for a year. Started under an intern, tried to bring in. But you know, there's so much that we can do. I banked that. I ventured into marketing, and I knew that entrepreneurship was going to build a certain caliber in my life. I've been in the fashion sector. I've attended these Lusaka Julys because I don't understand. I've met prominent people. And this is a time we as people of Chanda Ward 33, we need to open our heads. If you want a business to be lucrative, what do you need to do? You need to start by grassroots. You need to educate, you need to empower, you need to inspire.
But my other question to you is, do you think what you've just mentioned here can be done only once you get in power? Isn't there any possibility that you would do this minus you being in any leadership role in terms of the community?
So people will say, I'll do this when I'm in power in 2016. I've mentioned certain things that I'm able to do, I'm capable of doing. Issue of moving Vinyala, like waste management is vital in our area.
Exactly.
What dumping into each and every day. The rain season is here. Mukapita pama windows, but you see how it's flooded. The things that we can do. But the imperative thing is that mukaenda ku LCC. You know you can't do certain things minus the knowledge of the incumbent, because you need to write to the town clerk. The town clerk needs to give you authorization. Okay? We've tried to do that with my aspiring member of parliament, Mr. Andrew Mutila, because we want to do certain things before we're in power. We've spoken to few women who market. If you know about a market, right? There's Pachapakat, the makeshift market. This is things that we can do now. Okay, there are things that I am capable of doing. Right now, we've managed to sponsor a few tournaments, the interchanges that are happening, Kuligamia Madalas, the things that we're trying to build back the community. And something that I want to do now before I say I'll be in power is to change the narrative.
You getting into position of leadership entirely 100% depends on the residents of Chanda. Let's talk about the youths, the marketeers, and also the ordinary residents of Chanda. But how do you relate with them? Let's pick it from a personal level to others. How do you interact with them? How's your relationship with them?
I believe in an open door policy. So besides the leadership skills and my personal level, literally corner to corner, I've got friends. I've got friends by Unip, I've got friends by market, I've got friends by clinic, I've got friends even by church part. I've got friends around because I'm able to create a rapport, I'm able to converse with certain people.
Also, your slogan going into the elections. You know, a slogan most of the times acts as one of, let me say, manifesto of a politician. But what's your slogan going into the elections?
You see, we're moving with the movement of youths. We've got where we say togetherness, and there's something that I completely and continuously do is, this is my slogan. I say it's a small issue. It's a small issue, but a big impact.
Small issue,
but big impact. If we're in the future, because we are the future, our generation starts now. Okay, we can't say we're future leaders of tomorrow. What are we doing now to change this narrative?
Also, help me understand, you know, I believe residents of China, we believe in unity.
Yes.
But you as an aspiring candidate, together with other aspiring candidates, do you people relate outside politics?
Yes, we do.
Do you share ideas as well?
Yes, we do. I was reaching out to the incumbent because I mentioned that we needed to exchange notes. Okay, if I'm not able to create a rapport with the incumbent of my fellow candidates, then what am I doing? Because literally, if you saw after Bill 7 was voted in, you see how the members of parliament were able to relate. They were laughing. It's us who are on the ground want to behave like cadres. The cadreism mindset is done. Okay? If my fellow aspirants are able to share ideas, it's better that way. Because we're not enemies. We're becoming enemies of progress. Why not share notes and ideas to see? We want a community that is youth-driven. Let's push it as youth. Let's move together. Let's not fight. To what end if we fight? To what end if we create to Mabungwe, we create to Makams, then what?
Interesting. Yeah. Maybe before we let you go, a double question to you. What, in maybe a minute, what makes you to be different amongst the aspiring candidates? And also, what's one of the biggest things you wish to work on once you possibly get into power?
So the first thing that I will mention is what makes me different is I'm a person who's done certain things before I even come here. So what makes me different is that I'm changing the narrative now. Come 2026, it will be very different. Open door policy is something that will drive me. And the key thing that I keep talking about, the world is volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. Things have changed. We're going green. Okay? We do not rely on ZESCO all the time. We've got solar energy. We've got wind that can power women. We've got so much that we can do. We cannot have a clinic that does not have power. We cannot have an area that is near a clinic or a health center without power. No. Because if I'm in power, the first thing, because I've got a person that I lost at the clinic because the few facilities that were there to help the deceased. So if we need energy, if we need lights, why not go solar full out? That clinic requires solar powered pump, solar powered electricity, solar powered water, so that the water is able to border in all areas. We're going to have clean water. We're curbing the vice of junkies. We're going to have a police post. Entrepreneurship, we're going to create a youth hub. Recreation, we're going to create a sports center. And everyone in Chanda Township, in New Avondale, Kwaventa, part of Minwood, part of Ibex, part of Salama, and part of Kumaplot is included. If it's one Zambia, let it be one nation.
Thank you so much. It's really a pleasure having you here.
Pleasure's all mine.
We hopefully, we wish you all the best in going into the campaigning period as well as the elections themselves. And we wish you all the best.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having me.
Just a few months to 2026, he's one of the persons that you'll be seeing on the ballot paper. And I'm advising the people of Chanda to carefully watch this video. Make a decision that will benefit you, and I hope that the decision will arrive you to something that will benefit the community at large. My name is Kefas Munin, and this is Chanda Elections.
Nika Urbano Radio Show.